Your tight hip flexors aren't just making you stiff. They are actively shutting down your glutes, distorting your spine, and quietly destroying your lower back every single morning. Think about Mark, a guy who spent years working out hard but woke up every day feeling like his lower body was encased in concrete. He did the classic lunging hip flexor stretch every single day. He held it for minutes, pushed through the discomfort, and expected relief. Instead, his lower back pain got worse, his squats felt clunky, and his hips felt tighter than ever. Mark was trapped in a frustrating cycle, completely unaware that his well-intentioned morning routine was actually triggering a neurological defense mechanism that locked his hips down even tighter. What Mark finally discovered changed everything. And it comes down to a fundamental flaw in how we treat tightness. When you sit at a desk or in a car, your hip flexors are kept in a shortened position for hours. When you wake up and immediately throw them into an aggressive, passive stretch, your nervous system panics. It senses danger and forces the muscle to contract to protect itself. To permanently unlock your hips, you have to stop fighting your biology and start using 4 specific morning habits that rewire how your brain communicates with your lower body. The first habit flips the script on traditional stretching by using a neurological hack called reciprocal inhibition. Instead of pulling on the tight hip flexor, you need to forcefully activate the muscle directly opposite to it, your glutes. When a muscle contracts intensely, the brain automatically sends a signal to the opposing muscle to relax. The next time you get out of bed, drop into a high lunge, but instead of leaning forward and arching your lower back, tuck your pelvis underneath you like a dog tucking its tail. Now, squeeze the glute of your back leg as hard as you can for 10 seconds. You will instantly feel a deep, intense release in the front of your hip without even moving an inch. You are using your own nervous system to force the hip flexor to let go. But releasing the tension is pointless if you don't address what happens next. This brings us to the second habit: core engagement before movement. When hip flexors are chronically tight, they pull your pelvis forward into an anterior pelvic tilt. This creates a fake arch in your lower back, leaving your deep core completely turned off. If you start your day walking around like this, your hip flexors work overtime to stabilize your spine. To break this cycle, you need to spend just 60 seconds doing a dead bug variation on the floor. By keeping your lower back pressed firmly against the ground while moving your limbs, you wake up your deep core stabilizers. This tells your brain that your spine is safe, allowing the hip flexors to finally step down from their role as emergency stabilizers. Now, even with relaxed hips and an engaged core, your body will revert to its stiff settings unless you introduce habit number 3, active in-range strengthening. Most people think tight muscles are strong muscles, but usually they are tight because they are incredibly weak. They shorten because they cannot handle load in an extended position. To fix this permanently, you must build strength at the very limit of your range of motion. A simple morning prying squat or an active straight leg raise forces the hip flexors to produce force while being stretched. This signals to your brain that you are strong and capable in these new positions, meaning your nervous system won't lock the joint down the moment you sit back down at your desk. This leads us to the final, crucial habit that ties everything together: dynamic neural flossing. Tightness isn't always just muscle tissue. Often, it is the femoral nerve getting trapped and irritated by surrounding inflammation and stiffness. Spending your first few minutes of the day doing slow, controlled leg swings, both forward to back and side to side, acts like a lubricant for your nervous system. It gently glides the nerves through the muscle tissue, removing the ghost tension that static stretching can never touch. By replacing aggressive, useless pulling with these 4 targeted morning habits, firing the glutes, stabilizing the core, loading the weak ranges, and flossing the nerves, you stop managing the symptoms of tightness and finally eliminate the root cause. You lift the handbrake off your lower body, protect your spine, and experience what it actually feels like to move completely pain-free.